Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk a little bit about, well, just one of the things we like to do is we love to customize these Fox bodies. So what do you do if you want to put S550 seats in your Fox body interior? It's something that's done pretty commonly. You can leave the tracks in here with some modifications, or you can put Fox tracks on there. That's what I did on the last car I did this on and went manual. This one I'm going to stay power. But what do you do when you want to really get custom with the interior? Of course, there's kits out there that's made that you can order, like cat skin kits or other kits that are out there that can give you a custom look. You can even custom order, but the problem with ordering that is, what do you do with the rear seats? Well, let's talk about that now. So many of you guys are like me. You love the S550 seat. They're a very comfortable seat and they're readily available. You can pick these things up pretty inexpensive. You can buy a cloth set or even a leather set out there pretty inexpensively on Marketplace. I think I picked these up for 400 bucks front and rear cloth set. But I was thinking, what am I going to do about the rears? I could take it to a custom upholsterer here in the US and have them do it and pay an arm and a leg. And that's okay if that's in your budget, because guys, I would love to be able to support local, but it just wasn't in my budget to be able to do this. Plus, I'd already worked with this company before. If you've seen that previous video, Retro Fast Garage, who is really known for doing custom Recaro seats. He takes used Recaros and refurbishes them with new upholstery. Guys, if you want to check that out, check that video out here right now. And the big thing about this is it's affordable, and he's already got the templates for Fox rear seats because he does Recaros, matching Recaro fronts and Fox rears all the time. So that's what I did, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'll give you some info at the end on how to contact Retro Fast Garage if you want to have your seats done just like this. So guys, I want to say thank you to my good buddy Matt Kinsey, who donated a complete rear set of seats that I've been able to use. I actually even cut out a sample on the side of one of these to send to Retro Fast Garage to make sure I got a good accurate match to Fox Body Titanium. So I have checked it, it looks great. We'll see, of course, the end result when I do the install in the car, which that'll be another video. One tool that you might need if you don't already have it, set of hog ring pliers. You can pick these up for 16, 17 bucks. With the hog rings included on Amazon. So that's going to be one major tool that you're going to need for doing these. So let's go ahead and get this cover taken off. So you'll notice all the way around here at the edge, you're going to have all of these hog rings. So we're just going to snip those off, and the cover should come right on out. Take your time. Remember, these things are rusty, so you don't want to poke yourself with them. Make sure you don't let them in the floor so you don't step on them. And also having a set of needle noses around is kind of handy too, so you can kind of curl that hog ring right on out from that wire that goes all the way around. So the cover peels off super easy once you get all the hog rings out. Just take it from the back and peel it to the front. Super easy. Now these can be a little tricky. You'll notice these are snapped in. I've already got one off. So you'll kind of see they've got the, they kind of grip, and they also snap right here. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to get something to pry under it, like this, and just work your way around. Pull this in with your finger, work that up, see how that slid up, work that up, and then just continue to work your way around. Just take your time so you don't break it, because you know this plastic can get pretty brittle over time, but that's as easy as it come out. And then I think these are probably going to need a pretty good little cleaning, so I'm going to clean these up really good before I put them in the other upholstery, and then let's get ready to skin that upholstery right here on this foam. There's guys, you can see there's a couple of lines right here you can kind of line things up with. We got our seams right here. I'll probably try to center this up, get this pulled back, make sure I'm pulling these back far enough to be in the holes. Pull this back tight. Go ahead and hog ring this right here to get a starting point, and then just start working my way around the back side while also pulling tight. And then we'll pull it tight from the front, and should be good to go. All right, guys, you see I went ahead and got started right here in the middle, working my way to the side. Then I'll go ahead and work my way this way, and just making sure everything's being pulled tight. I'm trying to keep it consistent. I'm going right there in that stitching, right to where I get that double layer of material right here. Now, if you'll notice, these seats have spots. There's little slots. You can fill them really easy. Get right here. Now, of course, you can see where one hog ring was there before. You could put one here, but I don't need it. We'll put one here and then continue to follow along where the hog rings were before. And we'll go ahead and start working on the other side, just keeping it pulled, keeping it tight, and then we'll pull it around tight from the front. When I first got hog rings, I had no idea how to work them. I'm like, why is this thing spring loaded? Well, that's for a reason. In these jaws, it's meant to hold this for you. You get it positioned, you get your hog ring positioned right there inside that jaw. It holds it in the curve, just like that. That way you can put pressure on it when you're pushing down, because you need to push down with a little bit of force. So if you'll look, I'll pull this tight right here. I'm going to want to clip right through there, right? So pull that tight. I'll go right there at the stitch, push down, and then close tight, and we're right around that, right through the stitch, held tight. It's not too hard at all. It does, you know, your first few will feel really awkward doing it. Just remember, the best tip I can give, get it in there, get it set right, and then really push hard, then close up. You really got to push down to make sure you're going to be in the bar or in that. Well, this is just more of a space on these, but well, boys, I think that that turned out really nice. Wasn't too hard. I'll tell you, some of the corners can be a little bit of a pain, and if I would have had an extra set of hands, that would have been a little helpful. Also, one other tip that I can give you is when you're doing it, and say, for example, like you're right here, you do not want to do it. Say if you're right here, you want to be on this side of wherever you're. That way you can kind of pull and squeeze, because those hog ring pliers can be a bit of a pain. And I've learned, instead of trying to push down like this way, like here closest to you, away from you and pull into you, is a whole lot easier to get those things crimped. But not too bad. Ready to go on this part. So I'm going to sit this thing to the side. Turned out really good, and let's start getting those backs disassembled. And I probably won't spend a lot of time on disassembling part, probably just show you as I'm doing it. But LMR has a fantastic video that shows you a step-by-step on reupholstering your rear seats. So I'll probably put a link down in there for that, just in case you guys want a more in-depth look. So here we go, let's get those out. When you get the back of it off, you'll notice, of course, you have all these little push pins, and I went by Harbor Freight and went ahead and picked up some more of these because I had several break. They have like an all-in-one kit that has some that's pretty much this size. Now, if you'll look, so this is folded over, and if you fold it back, you've got this plastic reinforcement rib, and of course, that is also sewn in. So I'm like, well, crap, I don't have the ability to sew it in. But at the end of the day, it's just giving that reinforcement for these pins to stick through. And so what I've done, I've already taken it off the other one. I just split. So what I did was I just took a razor blade, split this, and then pulled it off. Of course, took all the push pins out. And I'm going to glue that to this. So one thing I didn't think these rear seats are going to take this long, but I want to tell you, these seat backs for the rear seats is probably the hardest thing of this whole project. But hey, let's get back to it. All right, guys, I went ahead and let this sitting for a while just because I know I'd rather not have an issue, so I've left this sitting for a couple hours, come back out here. I'm going to take all these off now, and I went ahead and stuck the pins. So basically what I did, just make a little hole through the back and just slit all the fronts, stick the pins through here. And now we're ready to go ahead and get the carpet back on. Angela cleaned the carpets for me. They still could use a little bit, which we can do that after they're on here, but they look a lot nicer than they did. All right, so let's just get this thing positioned up on here. These go under, these little flaps go under there. They used to be attached, but not anymore. Now that's held. Double check to make sure I don't have it slid one way or the other. And probably just put one staple in between each hole. I think that's what was done from the factory. I'll go ahead and poke that in there. You kind of put them sideways. There's that one in. All right, so that's all done. It's much easier to hog ring these than the back seat, in my opinion. So let's get this rolled around here, get it kind of positioned in shape. I will say this, I've done a little bit of upholstery in the past, not a ton, but enough to know like this vinyl here or leather will really form into shape if you have a steamer. We happen to have a steamer. I'd purchased it for doing upholstery before, and it helps a ton. I don't know if I'll get to doing that on the, but guys, it's just basically, it's just getting it warm, really warm and pliable, and of course the steam keeps you from burning it and also getting it hot, and really will kind of form it into shape, and it gets all the, a lot of the wrinkles and stuff like that out of it. But if you don't have that, heck, just warming it up really good, having it in a warm environment. I wouldn't rate, you can put like a hairdryer on it a little bit, just kind of warm it up. Just be careful not to burn your vinyl. All right, I'd say probably put this away from you, so you can definitely pull that bottom as tight as you can. Roll this over. And, oh, that's fitting beautiful. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get my steamer on this. That'll help draw it up, tighten it up. But just being in the sun and out in your car too, that'll help a lot. But I'm gonna get the steamer on it. But guys, so that's all the rear. We'll get the other front seat set up here, and let's get after it. Of course, I've already got the S550 seats disassembled. Everything's taken off. Now, there's a couple of great videos by LMR, so I won't go in depth on everything that we're going to be doing when it comes to the disassembly of the S550 seats, the removal of the upholstery, and the installation of this upholstery. There's just a couple of key things I'm going to show you as far as going to be putting it in for the Fox Body, and just some other key moments that you may want to consider when they're not going back into an S550 car. And number one, that's going to be when you put the back of the seat on. Of course, it has a couple of harnesses that plug in. Well, this is not a power articulating seat, so there's no need in having those harnesses plugged in, because those are for the airbag. So we don't want any unintended airbags going off. And also, we need to get rid of the stock safety belt latch, because we'll of course be using the stock Fox Body seat belt. So we'll take this out. What is this in here? So I got a T50. Go ahead and get this off of here, and then we'll look at the wiring in preparation for installing it in my car. I would assume that your airbag stuff would be on a separate power circuit anyway, but again, I would want to chance it, and those airbags aren't designed to go off in the Fox Body anyway. I'm sure somebody's smart enough to put all that together, but I certainly don't want my 30-year-old airbag and my steering wheel going off, so I've already taken care of that. All right, so we're not going to need this anymore. We're not going to be plugging any, and we really, all we need is a ground and a 12-volt lead. So we just need to get that taken care of and go ahead and put us a couple of connectors on it. That way when we do run our wiring in the car, it'll be super easy to go ahead and get that plugged in. So let's go ahead and get this cut off of here, throw this in the trash, throw the seat belt latch in the trash, and we'll get some connectors put on here. All right, guys, when I was looking here at the connector, I forgot it was really simple to figure out which one this is. All these other wires are either sensors, airbag wires, seat belt sensors, all that different stuff is all these smaller wires. The two bigger wires is your hot and your ground. Of course, the black one with I think it's a blue stripe, that's going to be the ground. I'll go ahead and cut that off. And then the one with the red and the purple, that's going to be your hot. We'll tape all these up and have them out of the way. Literally, this just sits right here. The fabric is actually what holds the seat bottom down to the seat frame. Instead of hog rings like your older upholstery, this has snap-in clips and Velcro. Pretty dang easy. Get that Velcro attached. Literally just pushing it down in there. I don't think the seat bottom can get any easier than that. Probably total elapsed time, maybe 5 minutes. Now, the hard part, which is the seat back, it takes a little bit longer. And probably the headrest is the hardest part. So let's get after that. So guys, I think when my battery died, I was literally in the middle of just starting to get this pulled over on the seat. Of course, just working this down. Some people will kind of take it and then roll it all the way over. I did not do that. I just basically shimmied it down on the seats. Of course, getting your arm up through there and getting this threaded through, if you had your guy keep that slot in there for this, I kind of like it because I did have these back on my 93 when I did this 550 seats in it, and I kind of liked it because it kept the seat belt. The way I'm built, the way the seat belt is in the Fox bodies, it just kind of is just cutting right here the whole time. So this kind of kept the seat belt lower down on my shoulder so it wasn't in my neck. So really the next steps is, guys, just kind of wrapping this up. There's some clips on the back. We'll get those things clipped in. This is also the Velcro here. I'll get those pushed in real good. Then all I have to do is cut the holes here. We'll do the headrest and we'll call it done. Well, guys, at the end of the day, if you're wanting to do something custom in your interior, there's a lot of different things you can do. Heck, what got me to this point was always thinking I wanted Recaros, and I got Recaros and realized I'm just too fat for them. But I knew I liked S550 seats. They can be picked up pretty inexpensive on Marketplace. Hey guys, if you made it this far, thank you for watching the whole video. I know I can drag things out a little bit, but I just want to kind of get my point across about, you know, you don't have to spend a ton of money. If you guys know anything about me, look, I don't mind spending money on things where they need to be spent, but I'm also about being frugal as well. There's a difference between being frugal and cheap. I like to, you know, like my dad always used to say, hey, Michael, why would you pay somebody to do something if you can do it yourself? And guys, doing this upholstery work right here, any one of you guys can do it. It is not hard, and especially on these seats. I would say the hardest part is and I did film it, but I didn't put it in the video, is these headrests are, I'm not gonna, well, that's part of the reason why I didn't put it in the video. But guys, LMR has some great install and uninstall videos on these S550 seats, also on the Fox Body seats. But my point is, hey guys, you can do something custom. Hook up with my guy over in Malaysia. I'll put his screenshot of his Instagram channel. You can message him direct. He does a fantastic job. He's known in the community, also doing a fantastic job for tons of Recaros. He's already got everything he needs for the rear seats. You would have to send him your seat covers that he will need all the clips and special pieces off of those. I think I spent about 90 bucks to send him that. But at the end of the day, him doing this custom interior for me, guys, you could not get that done here. I mean, you know, even with what I'm going to do with Tom and what I'm doing here, all in all, I'm probably going to have maybe $1,500 in my interior. Now, you know, I know $1,500 is not chump change. I might have a couple more $100 in it than that, but that's not chump change. But if getting a custom interior, well, I think that's a pretty good bargain. I appreciate you guys watching, and stick around. Hey, we'll see more Coyote Swap content, also more content when I get these put in. And right now the goal is have this car finished by Foxtoberfest, and hopefully I'll see you there.